but there's a couple places that I could try out. The problem that I'm running into is that, like, food is just so expensive nowadays. It's really difficult to like it. It's just really difficult to find a place that, you know, like, I don't want to necessarily say it's affordable, but it offers food that is commensurate of, or it offers prices that is commensurate of the food that is being provided. That's not to say that the food is, you know, like, not quality, delicious food. It's just one of those scenarios where it's like, you are serving me a tortilla with meat on it and, you know, maybe some toppings. That should not cost me $7. I don't care what's on the taco. You could put gold leaf on it. I don't want to pay $7 for it. Oh, and, you know, stuff be crazy. Could put caviar and black truffle and white truffle. Still wouldn't pay $7 for a taco. We'll come back for that merchant guy. Go visit some other places first. So yeah, I gotta figure that out. Yeah, what does Mel do? Devil's Doll. We can repel. Young lady who talks with a doll, Branky. She insists she has no ventriloquistic skill and that the doll speaks on his own. See? Welcome to the existential horror segment of today's stream. You do actually dig some caviar, real talk. Popper style, but you're eating for experience, not to feel full. It's a luxury for sure. I don't have anything against, like, expensive food. It's just that, like, gosh, you hit for a lot there. It's just that, like, food, to me, there's a certain threshold of how food works for me, I guess. This guy gonna die. Boss defeated. Whenever somebody says that in chat, I think back to my playthrough of... Dang, what was it called? I don't remember what it was called. It's a 2D game, but it's like an action game, and it's kind of making fun of a bunch of games, such as Metal Gear Solid. It's like something. But there's a part where like you beat a boss and an announcer goes, "Boss defeated," and then it plays, you know, like a jingle or what have you. Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Unmetal, yes, that one. That one. That game was fun. They have an exceptional joke in that game as well. Of when you go visit the doctor. Oh, good. Such a great game. It was a pretty good game. Very, very glad I played it. I think that game came across my radar because of like the Steam Next Fest and like demos and things like that. And that's something that... Oh, she's not here. Interesting. That's something that I'd like to get back into. Like the Steam Next Fest is right now, and there's a few demos on my Steam wish list right now that I want to play. But you know, I'm not gonna stop playing the games that I'm playing right now to go play them. I have to find like an opportunity when I beat a game on a Thursday or something like that. And by the time that happens, you know, those games will probably be out. There's no way we're going to be able to recruit anybody here. But anyways, I need to go do that. I also need to figure out if I want to like unhide all the games for the Next Fest demos that are hidden, because there's like more than 100 of them. Wait, what did you just say? No way you're gonna join my squad. think that's all the unique people here, except for this person. Oh, wait, does this person actually talk about swing? Oh, yeah, they do. Unfortunate. Alrighty then. I thought maybe I'd be able to recruit the one girl that's in the inn. She's not there. Makes me suspicious. Because I could not recruit her with Hugo. I'm hoping this game introduces some sort of fast travel. But I feel like I recognize why they don't offer any fast travel, is because it offers the perfect opportunity for people to catch up with levels and things like that. We can go there afterwards. There's some children. Ooh, maybe... No, I doubt we can recruit Hot Tub Guy. But we'll see if he's there. I have a lot of hot tub materials. Don't think he's here. I think he would have been right. Oh, wait, no, he's up. He would be up here. And there he be. Looking for wood. I'll help you. Guy just doesn't want to help. Oh, he'll get no help. Eventually I'll forget about him. And nobody. And then he'll, you know, die in the woods. Nobody will remember him. We can all be sad. We'll never find his wood. I think that's the least of his problem. Won't be the first time you've died in the woods. Won't be the last time. Do you think you'd stop going into the woods? How many times have you died in the woods? Woods doesn't tell you what to do. You'll be back. Oh, you'll be back. Sometimes you just can't take it is, or you can't be bullied by the existential forces out there. The primal forces. I triggered a cutscene and I got kind of excited. Never got an opportunity to give that guy the rose brooch. And granted, I'm with a party that could theoretically do that quest right now. But I'd have to scrounge up the money for it. I think it costs 6,000. Maybe I should have thought of that before coming over here. All right, children. Children want nothing to do with Tomas. Denied. It is possible that there's a character here that nobody else could recruit. Recruit the cat? I've tried recruiting some gatos. Let me tell you, I've been very unsuccessful. The dogs can stay outside, but the gatos? Ooh, that reminds me. I saw like this video on Reddit. Oh my gosh. Like there's this house somewhere and they take care of cats, and there's what feels like hundreds of cats there, and it's crazy. I don't think I could take care of that many gatos. They look unique. Don't look like it. You're not unique. Open up! It's the police! Oh man, that reminds me of... Oh, I have to think. How does it go? How does it go? Dang. I forgot Dante's lyrics to this song. But there were some bars about like injustice or something like that. Not in those words. And then Dante picks it up perfectly. We've made some great tracks, Dante. The last thing you do is open up when it's the police. You know, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Or, well, you know what? You can open the door. You know what I'm tired of seeing people do is letting them go inside the house. In every single circumstance where I see someone on television or movies or whatever, open up the house, the cops are always snooping. They're looking places that they shouldn't be looking. They're, touching things that they shouldn't be touching. And it's like, first of all, okay, if you had any sort of guilt, keep those suckers outside. Talk to them on the porch. If they insist on going inside, you say no. And then you close, you can walk outside, close the door, and you can talk to them there. Returning to Bar Town soon. I need to... I feel like I need to take a small break from my Pantheon escapades and encounter reports and things like that. And I feel like I need to find some inspiration for a verse that I can drop. Because you put out way more music than I do, Dante. And, you know, I'd love to fix that. Or at least put more effort, or maybe not more effort, but, you know, contribute more. Maybe the way I'd rather say it. Tired of suckers opening not only their door, but their mouth. Your brother shut your door, shut your mouth. I've run the math, done the numbers, it's free. Enjoy your fifth. Pretty much that. Pretty much that. Do you know how fast you were going? Please enlighten me, officer. Officer? Alright, maybe we can recruit the reporter. I doubt it. maybe. There's no way we can recruit this guy. That would be so silly. Oh, this looks new. Okay. Nothing for me. Go see if this guy is still plotting to destroy the world. Yup. I'm a hunted man. And when they find me, they will kill me. Right, reporter. Are you here? You are here. Do you know anything about it? That sort of thing really happens. Gee. Reporting the story for an article I'm writing, I can't seem to get anything out of the Zexen Knights who chased the trespassers. All they'll say is that they pursued the culprits, kitchen, and promptly lost sight of them. Now that's some story. Yeah, I think so too. This could be a major scoop if it can scrounge up the details. You sure didn't see anyone suspicious over the wall? Nope, don't know anything about it. Well, too bad. I'll keep snooping. Hopefully I'll find something worthy of the Buddha Huck Times. Oh, really? Yes, I want to get my work out there to multicultural communities where people congregate and share ideas. I'll help. I'll help you out. I've always wanted to try my hand at being a news hound, sniffing out good stories. Cooking is done on the other range, yet this one is much bigger. That could mean... Doesn't look like a regular stove, that's for sure. Only it weren't so dark. You watched all the Taken movies again recently? They're good Liam Neeson nonsense. I've never actually seen a Taken movie. I feel like they're probably a little scary, even though they're like thriller movies or suspense movies typically ride the line for me of like, could this be a scenario where I would find it scary? And I'm just like, I don't want to test it. It's probably fine, but I just don't want to test it. This is what it all comes down to. Secret holes in cooking ranges. That hurt. A hidden passageway. These big castles always seem to have fun stuff like this. Must be how they escaped. Now we can follow their trail. But don't you think it might be dangerous? A dead end of all the luck. You've been asked to junior consult for the attorney you did your summer clerkship with. Right now you got a case. You're going to arraignment where you plead guilty or not guilty. Later this week, man has talked himself into resisting arrest charge because he said on camera that he was trying to get away from the officer instead of just shutting up and waiting for an attorney. Yeah. The interesting thing, maybe you can tell me how this dynamic works, Dante. Okay. You get pulled over by an officer and they're talking to you or whatever, and you don't want to disclose any information. So you're like, I'm not going to say anything unless my attorney is present. And then they say, okay, call your attorney. Or, okay, we'll take you into the station and call your attorney. What if you don't have an attorney? What happens then? Because, you know, public defender is not going to just drive up to you on the highway and be like, this is my client, and I advise them to say nothing. Although that would be a pretty gangsta public attorney, or public defender. Doesn't matter where you are, I will defend you. Knowing their escape route is a huge lead. I owe you big time for your help. I'll make sure everyone at the castle reads your article. Give it your best. Thanks a lot, but who's everyone? It's no big deal. Okay. Really weird way of joining the stars. I'll take it. The Equalizer movies would be good then. Denzel Washington does a good job of playing the nice local guy who happens to be a great fighter. I watched Equalizer 3 not that long ago. It was okay. Like, it had some really cool sequences, and I really like Denzel Washington's character in it. It's there's something charismatic about a character who is just like John Wick is another example. Just the guy of like, I am a bona fide killer. I have done the craziest things in my life. But all I want to do is just chill. You know, I want to eat my tofu in the morning and sip my tea at night. You know, I just want to, you know, maybe go watch a movie or something like that. You know, just relax, enjoy the rest of my years. And then some sucker comes along and does something goofy. And then, you know, it's just like, well, now I gotta slip back into my old ways and just, you know, murder an entire town because, you know, someone decided they wanted to play with me. Which now reminds me of that Beanie Siegel interview with Charlemagne the God, where he says, play with something safe. Don't play with me. And that's the perfect tagline for John Wick and the Equalizer. Hey, Salome. So you're asking the right kind of question. If you're being detained, you aren't promised an attorney until you're actually charged. So if law enforcement wants to hold you as a detainment, they have to be able to prove reasonable cause. There's this thing in law drama where they're like, we've only got him for 72 hours and then we got to cut him loose, which isn't exactly how it works. They can't just take you to the police department without cause. They also don't have to disclose to you. Basically, once you say, I want to speak to an attorney, you've exercised your right to legal advice, and they cannot continue an interview, but you also have to shut up. Gotcha. So this is this is one of those things where, like, obviously I don't have a lot of firsthand experience, and you know, my perception of it is certainly colored by I'm a black man, and that's the reasonable cause for police officers is I'm black, and that makes me suspicious. But like, if an officer pulls you over for something, speeding, your tail lights out or whatever, and you just immediately say, I want my lawyer, like, how does that work? That scenario just cracks me up. Can I absolutely 100% just refuse to answer questions? Okay. I got one speeding ticket in my entire life, and 100% I was not driving 65 miles an hour. But I 100% was not driving 84 miles an hour. And you know, I just took it on the chin, and I was like, all right, you know, you got me. I know you got me. I'll just pay the ticket or whatever. Which turns out was one of the worst decisions that I think I've made in recent years. You know, like one of the worst decisions I've made in the last 20 years. Because when you get a speeding ticket and you accept that speeding ticket, your car insurance goes up by a lot. A lot. And that's when I should have been like, I'm gonna fight this in court. Operating a car you have agreed to provide a license, proof of insurance, and registration of the car. There's a bunch of fine print that's worth reading if you're ever interested in when and how you have to provide your ID while driving, that you sign when you get your driver's license. Interesting. Insurance companies don't care for things over 5 years there, so you can omit any past offenses. That's how it worked for me as well. It took a significant amount of time, but I think it was somewhere around 3 years. It could have been 5 years, but it was somewhere around 3 years, I think. That number sticks out to me a lot, where my rates, like, basically doubled. Why did they offer me the chance to go here if there's nothing here for me? Look. Other than that, you don't have to answer any questions that an officer asks you when you're pulled over. Considered a volunteer interview because they're just asking, air quotes, questions, and if you answer, that's legally defined as at will. I can certainly say that I've personally learned to stop disclosing information to police officers, because I've been in a scenario where a police officer has asked me questions, and then the answer to my questions were used to misconstrue a situation, and then like that was used as cause to mess up a bunch of other things. So I've, it was one of those scenarios for me where, I had to learn that day. Too often, police officers are portrayed as people who, are protecting and serving. And it's not necessarily accurate. There are some fantastic police officers out there. And you know what? I've encountered some fantastic police officers out there. There have also been times where I've been pulled over by a police officer and they're just like, hey, we just wanted to let you know this was wrong, and we'd like you to fix it. And I was like, thank goodness. I'll get that fixed right away. There might be something eventually. Better remember that one specific spot. There's so many spots to remember, though. Like, do you know how fast you were going is the classic entrapment question. Because if you say no, then they can use that as grounds that you were out of control because you didn't know how fast you were going. 100% police are not there to help you. They are there to arrest people, and they will use information they harvest to further that agenda. Yup. I have personally seen that happen. That's why I definitely don't know the right way of responding to, do you know how fast you're going? But I do know that you're not supposed to tell them how fast you were going. And now I know you're not supposed to tell them that you didn't know how fast you were going. We can just stick to the, please tell me how fast I was going, officer. Not sure how true it is, but there's loads of videos showing American police being quite the bully. But you've also seen stuff where they've gone above and beyond for the average Joe. The thing about it, and this is true in all circumstances, it's not just police officers, but even social media, just like as an overarching establishment, you're always going to see the negative stuff. That stuff is being looked out for and being recorded and whatnot. And you're very rarely, maybe even never, going to see police officers, people, doing their jobs correctly, and whatnot. Because why would somebody record somebody doing the job the way that they're supposed to be doing it? You know, or as helpful or going above and beyond or something like that. That just doesn't happen. But when someone starts going crazy and making a scene and stuff like that, you know, that stuff makes the rounds. So there is absolutely the argument that there could potentially be more good being done out there than the bad. And, you know, it's not something that I would necessarily like brush aside. That being said, some of the bad stuff out there is really freaking bad. You know, like oof bad. So, you know, you gotta look at both sides. Personally, it's had the effect on you that you've seriously reconsidered your legal specialization and thought about going into civil rights because of how bad it is. It's also why you volunteer your time with the clinics at the law school there. It's, what I can certainly say is, it's an interesting world that we all live in. And I've been saying this for a long time, and I will continue saying it. But I feel like once all the old people die, we can start to see some progress. You know, some changes. Wake up in the morning and get a little peace. You know, with the war on the streets and the war in the Middle East. Instead of the war on drugs, you know, they got a war on us, you know, so the police can, or instead of the war in the Middle East, they have the war on drugs so the police can bother us. But we all know that our people never did a crime that they didn't have to do. Don't let them jack you up, back you up, crack you up, and pimp smack you up. A little bit of Tupac for y'all. A little bit. Old, outdated views is definitely a massive problem. All this nonsense in Ukraine is all the old politicians doing their outdated thing. It's rough times all over the place. It still baffles me. And I know this is something that will always exist. And I even kind of sympathize with this. But it always baffles me that we have a scenario where it's like, we need to regulate this thing. Okay, let's figure out how to regulate it. Do you know how it works? Absolutely not. Okay, well, let's pretend that we know how it works, and let's do this. And sometimes it just feels like that happens. It may not be very common, but this age of the internet, it just feels like some people out there that make the rules Don't like have never been on the internet in their entire life. You know what I mean? Nah, I mean. Oh, that's where you are. That means that everybody, if those people are there, then everybody should be here. Where's the newspaper guy? It's Jack that the people that are the most likely to be arrested are simply the people who don't have money for legal advice to start with. States have quite a few anti-homelessness laws where being poor is effectively a crime. Yeah, that very much exists. It's Billy. He is trying to find treasure. Why don't you decorate the castle? Okay. This is that farmer guy. No idea who that is. Reminds. Oh no, this. I don't know who that is. Definitely don't know who that is. Oh no, I did try. I just failed. I guess we'll just start from the top. This is where you're hanging out? Imagine for a moment you make $1 million a year or so. Do you really care about a $500 speeding ticket? Absolutely not. Or absolutely not a drop in the bucket. But if your paycheck to paycheck, $500 is a life-wrecking amount of money. That is true facts. An unbelievable amount of truth. Alright, I'm kind of at a loss on what I'm supposed to be doing now. I went to every town. My job so easy, thanks. Thanks. More interesting articles to read. Recently, Master Thomas fainted after eating a lunch made by Cecile. This is what you're writing about? Good job, Cecile. Sure are a lot more people here now. Yes, there are, but I feel like we're forgetting something. I think we made all of the payments, so what could we have forgotten? I'm too tired to think. I'm going to bed early today. Yes, it's been very busy lately. You have to be careful not to get sick or anything. Yes, you're right. Thanks for your concern. Thomas. Hey, Thomas. What's going on, Cecile? Do you know how early it is? I just remembered. Remembered what? I have to show you. Come on. Anyway, this long drawn out discussion is basically your way of saying you would like to see things change for the better within your lifetime and hope to make even the smallest difference. We're proud of you, Dante. You're doing a lot more for the world than I am. What's going on? Well, I kind of thought something was strange. I'm too busy to give it much thought, to be honest with you. Me too, I didn't notice at all. Is Eek missing? Because I've noticed he's missing. What do you mean? It's Eek, don't you see? We haven't seen him in weeks. We started talking about it, and none of us have seen him. Eek? You mean from the library? Yes. Come to think of it, I only saw him on the first day we met. Has he gone missing? Missing or worse, where could he have gone? All right, I'll go and see if I can find him. You all carry on with your work. I'd really appreciate that, Thomas. Did notice that he was gone. I feel like Eek would be a graveyard kind of guy. Oh, Dante. I'll make it worse. I'm still waiting for something important to happen here. Eek? Where are you, Eek? I too went on a long and arduous tangent. But, you know, it's good to talk about the general state of the world every now and then. Ends up in the bars a lot. It's kind of funny you say that because we're in the jail right now. This is where you're hanging out? Oh my gosh. Watari. Looking for Eek. Eek, 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 eek. His name is probably not Eek, but I call him Eek. Actually, that reminds me. There was a track, or it wasn't even a track. You did a verse, Dante, and you were talking about the political system, and I did a verse, and I was talking about, like the police system, and that was an amazing, like I wish we could have put those things together into a finished product. There's actually a couple of songs like that. To the Hero, I think. That track that you made. I really like that track. I even went back and I finished my verse. Maybe like a year and a half ago or something like that. I don't have access to any of the other characters. Yeah, every now and then I go back and I listen to. I should save and mark. I go back and listen to some of the older tracks that we've done. And there are scenarios where I'm like, this one was a keeper.